When I heard the Jungle Brothers rhyme, it just seemed so enthusiastic. It was just like life embracing. It sounds weird, isn't it, for hip hop, but it was amazing for me. So that's when I started putting pen to paper and writing the odd lyric, and if it was funny, I'd ring my mates up and say, "What do you think about this rhyme?" And we had the sound system at the time, so I'd knock them out if we had a really good crowd and I was a bit drunk. Kind of all went from there. And then the other guy, I have to mention this one other guy, KRS-One, because he was, especially in the 80s and the 90s, if he had a record out, I'd just go to the shop and buy it. I wouldn't bother to listen to it, just bring it home, put it on it. Oh my goodness, listen to that. Because he was quintessentially hip-hop. Hip-hop is a culture. It's not just music. And, you know, that culture, or at least the idea of the culture behind hip-hop has been lost. People look at rap music or hip-hop as just being music, but it's much, much more than that. And if you listen to KRS-One, you will get a flavour of that. I mean, you can't help it. He is hip-hop culture personified. And the best gig, hip-hop gig that I've ever seen, and probably will ever see, was KRS-One at the Academy in 1994. Mind blowing. You just felt like you'd gone back 20 years. Because it's exactly how he was doing it 20 years ago. That was what was right in front of you. It was amazing. It's a really special thing, and I don't think people consider it enough. It was, hip-hop started, the Zulu Nation started, differently I should say, the Zulu Nation started in order for the young gangs to stop killing each other, and so they would battle each other with rhymes and with beats and with graffiti and with dancing, so that they could get one up on each other without anybody dying. And it's such an incredible concept. And from this borough in the Bronx, I mean, reggae music started on an island that's 120 miles long and 44 miles wide at its widest point, and reggae music spans the world. Hip-hop started in a borough of New York, the poorest, dirtiest, most run-down borough, and hip-hop influence is global, absolutely worldwide. It's an incredible thing. Till I can take you with me. I'm not going home. It's not over. I'm not going home till I can take you with me. I'm not going home. For the first time in years, I've got all 5 cars. I've only got 5. Right? I've got no kids. Money's got to get spent on something. And I've had all 5 cars kind of within 100 yards of my house. And just been sort of jumping in one and then thinking, oh, you today? And it's been brilliant. I've just been having the most fun. I can't do any racing this year because we're going to be busy with the band and stuff. Although, having said that, I've got 2 nice gigs. One, our new drum tech, nice one Dan, is mates with a guy who's married to the marketing person for Worth Research, who designed Virgin Racing's F1 car. And she apparently is a great big Faithless fan. And has got in touch with me via Dan saying, would I possibly like to have a go in the Virgin F1 racing simulator?
And you said no, but now really I've
So yeah, I'm properly revved up about that. And I've got a mate I was racing with year before last in 2008 in the British GTs. And he's got a Nissan 350Z, very quick GT4 car. And he wants to run the brick car race at Silverstone, 24-hour race, and he wants me to come do it. And the thing of it is that we have a huge, great big chunk of time between September and October. So I could not only come off the tour, I could actually go, relax, get myself fit, and then go and do the race, and then bugger off to Jamaica for a little while. So
we're planning to go to Ibiza in that time.
September.
It's a different kind of getting fit.
September, that's
getting race fit.
Right? You're going October 3rd, so I've got 2 whole weeks to just sort myself out. And I'm really fit already, so it's good.
Perfect.
So yeah, might get a 24-hour race in, so I'll come to Silverstone October the 3rd. It's not over, I'm not going home till I can take you with me. Take you with me. Take you with me. with each other if we don't see eye to eye, which can be quite regular, you know, on musical things.
I think probably more annoyed with me because I am quite annoying.
Very stubborn.
I am a Capricorn, I'm a little goat.
I mean, she digs her heels in and won't move. And I can't take up the broomstick and beat her with it because I don't do that. But aside from that, no, we get great.
Danger Mouse to, who else is pretty hot? Really like Trent Muller. You know, weirdly enough, we listen to a lot of non-mainstream music, if you like. Obviously, I listen to a lot of dance music because I'm DJing every single week, so I get to a real spectrum of what's out there. And there's little elements in lots of different tracks that draw me to them. And it's definitely something that comes in because, you know, Laura and I could sit there and sort of talk for hours about some nerdy little thing that someone's done and get all excited about it and then probably steal it. Obviously that's the way it goes, isn't it? But certain tracks have a real atmosphere or a vibe or you get very excited. I mean, just for example, Prydz is really rocking at the moment, and he's just done an amazing remix for us and we're just so astounded by how powerful it is. This is a remix of Not Going Home, yet at the same time it's so simple. You know, we were sort of sitting there and going, isn't it amazing the way he doesn't bring the hi-hat in for ages? There's nothing in that track, yet it sounds enormous. You know, so sometimes just the sonics of something is very exciting. You know, we're blessed enough to be able to now, with the new album, look up people that we're really into and ask them to do remixes for us. He manages very cleverly to get a big room sound, and I quote, without towing the total cheese. For us, he's done the remix of the decade. I think this one's going to run. And also there's a lot of people who release a lot of music, and the odd track in there is outstanding, from Deadmau5 to, say, Swedish House Mafia, you know, to more underground people like Book of Shade. You know, there's some real beautiful melancholy electronica in what they do that isn't out and out obvious, and it's really nice to feel that dance music has all those elements. It's not just this kind of crude, kind of generic beast. There's people still trying to twist things up, and there's such a variety out there. You know, not just dance music. There's a producer who produced Roisin Murphy's album, Seiji, who's also done a remix for us, but I love the production on her last solo album. It's just fantastic. You know, right across the board, to listening to, say, the Goldfrapp album. It's beautiful music in there. To a band that we've had the pleasure of working with, Temper Trap, their album is a guitar album, it's not even a dance album, but the sonics of it and the beauty of the melodies and the structure of the songs, they're really compelling and really beautiful, and add something to the great music of the pop. So, you know, there's such a variety of lovely music out there to listen to.
The light show is going to be pretty hectic, and excuse me, frog in the throat. And we've also worked really quite hard on getting the new tune sounding good, along with the old bangers. So come along, you will have a good time.